Well, I've been telling myself I really need to do some vlogging more, but of course, being a person who doesn't always feel I have anything valuable to say, I tend to do it, not to do it. And I tend to get a little bit too busy, time management, and so I'm sure I could find ways to do it. So what is there to vlog about? Well, for me, one is the goal that I'd like to make more videos. I'm a video professional, not Hollywood stuff, but I mean I do a lot of one of my main jobs at work, is to make more videos, and I love doing it. There's simple videos like this. I'll do interviews, I do events, and sometimes outside of work now, mostly I can get to do some creative stuff like the K-pop music video I'm doing with my good friend. So I need to make more videos of any sort. So even just posting an uncut video like this online will still be something. Several years ago, I was on a website called 12seconds.tv, and it was, earlier in the days of Twitter, and people would post 12-second long videos. So I got into that, and I had a goal, and I kept it to post one 12-second video at least every single day for a year. Well, it didn't quite last a whole year because the site shut down, but I think I was at like 330 days or something. So I was very proud of that. These weren't just videos like this, sometimes they were vlogs, but quite often I'd put my all into them, 2 hours or 3 hours in some cases to make these videos. That I taught myself so much about video production, basic scripting, Adobe After Effects. I just learned like crazy. I was making such a jump in my skill set and progress. Of course, none of them were long form, so I never developed the patience or skill to do anything that was long. But I did stay consistent, and for someone like me who has an attention span that jumps around between interest and interest, I probably have some form of ADHD, and I punish myself for not being able to stick with things as long as I should, though there's quite a number of things I have. Job for 10 years, 2 jobs for 10 years, and a degree. But I tend to punish myself, so I feel bad. But I've done some longer stuff. I'd really like to make some longer videos now. I want to do more documentary stuff, especially related to my travels. I know there's dozens, hundreds, thousands of people who do that. What's different? What can I offer that's different? I don't know. My twisted sense of humor, which you're not seeing right now. But if you've watched some of my other videos, it's kind of weird. They're some people probably think they're hilarious. Other people watch my videos and go, "What the?" I don't feel like swearing right now. There's no need for it. So I have that to inject. Of course, I watch them. I'm like, "Oh, that's terrible," but I get a lot of appreciation. So more videos. I have to do that. I have to continue. Also, I'm doing a lot of photography right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. I've done photography since I was, a teenager, with SLRs and such. And it's related to video to me. I just love capturing things in life that could be my imagination. I really enjoy things that tell a story. So at first I thought I didn't like taking pictures of people, and then actually no, I love taking pictures of people, but I need a story. So when I take pictures of places, there's got to be some emotional appeal that pulls you in, and that's what draws me. It's got to be like a painting in that sense. So I like to fiddle with the colors and stuff, sometimes compositing too. What does this all boil down to in some level of conclusion? It's about self-confidence and self-esteem, and the fact that I know I always feel really behind because you see all these people who are super successful, and I'm not one of those necessarily, but I'm successful in my own ways. But I always forget that, and I know I'm not alone. I look at a lot of people who are extremely successful and have problems. I look at myself, and I'm okay. I've actually done really well for myself, considering where I started. For instance, I've sort of been homeless before, but it wasn't like living on the streets. But I had no place to go for a while, and I had to go to soup kitchens and stuff, but nothing like the real people who I feel are suffering on the streets. But I'd like to actually do a documentary about the real situation of homeless. I have a tremendous amount of empathy for anyone in those cases. But I mean, I've got a decent job, good education, so I feel okay for myself, and yet I'm never satisfied. But unlike someone else who's driven by not being satisfied, they keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And I can't say I give up, because I don't seem to give up, but my biggest problem, I think my biggest problem is that I always feel like I haven't done well enough. I was raised with this attitude, if you can't do it right the first time, don't do it at all. And so I just kind of felt that, well, you don't even do it in a way that other people can see it until you do it perfectly. And I know there's still people with that philosophy. It's like, you know, I'm not going to play piano because I'm not going to be a master, so I got to be private forever. I don't believe that now. I believe unless you're a surgeon or a dentist or something like that, or whatever, or an astronaut, don't be afraid to screw up. We do get that lesson now a lot. Making mistakes is okay. Obviously, the level of the mistakes and the level of permission you have to of what you can do depends on your skill level. So, you know, in most things you are gradually permitted more abilities, more freedom to do stuff, or more responsibility. But I didn't see it that way. I realized I was probably super competitive, so I'm not even going to compete because I can't do it perfectly. And for anyone out there who's watching this, I want you to know that there's probably a crap load of us out there. Also, I like to tell stories, and I like to talk. It's good for video. But I'm interested in other people's lives and stuff, despite the fact that I always use my own as a metaphor. Feels selfish, but I think it sounds ADHD. I'm going to go find out if I have that. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, though. I'm going to find out if I do have something like that, I can use it as a tool to achieve my goals, rather than feeling depressed. I've actually felt pretty stressed and grumpy all evening tonight because I don't feel like I have enough time. And in truth, I think it's that feeling of I need to achieve more time in my goals. Oh, look, that's a message from the Lord. God be praised. See, I always sneak in Monty Python things. Let's see what my Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus has to say. No, I don't know. It's none of your business. I just had an iPhone. I just replaced this. I'm filming this on an iPad. Actually, you know what? Creativity. See how it wobbles every once in a while? I am sitting my iPad on a music stand because I didn't feel like setting up my camera. So this does good enough. I hope the sound's okay. There's a fan in the background, maybe a little muffled. But I don't care. I'm doing it. That's the point. I'm back. I've got to get back to doing this on a regular basis, 2 or 3 times a week, at least once a week, because I know that that's the way to do it. That's where I met some success before, is sticking with things and not making excuses. But sometimes things that you love do have to suffer a little bit. But I don't want that to happen. But I love doing this. And I'll look at this video later and thinking, I'm boring, I have nothing of value to say. Nonsense. A lot of you would watch this, if you watch it, and think this guy's boring, he has nothing of value to say, he's just complaining, or he's just talking about blah, blah, blah. But I know there's people out there who probably feel the same way, and I've got to do this, I've got to get more done, I should stop kicking myself or punishing myself. You already know you're not alone because you've heard that before. I just want to be another voice to say that, and that I still struggle with some difficulties. But you know what? They're not insurmountable. It's not too late. I always tell myself, since I was a little kid, that it's too late for me to start something because everyone else my own age at that time is already more advanced. No, a few people are. The ones I notice because I'm looking at the top. Those are the ones who are ahead. Now that I've lived hopefully not half my life yet, there's people who I know need help to be lifted up, because everybody needs help. Don't be like me and always try to do everything alone or independent. It's great to have the independent skills, but really, you need to work with others, be a team, be a family. That's how you get things done. And it's not natural for me to think that way, but I need to do it more, and so do you. Don't feel like people don't care about you or don't want to help you. If your enthusiasm shows you, you'll find the people who do want to work with you. And if you have a vision, and if you can help them with their vision, you will probably help yourself succeed and help them succeed. And I think I look at my happiest moments in life, and it's actually about experiences and family, extended family, not real physical family, but like friends as family, and not things. I've always wanted things to help me become a better person, but no, it's about experiences. And filming this is an experience, working with others is an experience. Looking at myself on video later on and being embarrassed that I was talking about something, that's still an experience. They say don't post certain things on social media or whatever because it'll live with you for the rest of your life. You know what? I'm going to embrace that. Obviously I have my limits, no nudes, but the reality is that's this new generation, this new life. There's not too many secrets anymore. Get used to it. Just get out there and post. And don't let anyone push you down. Because they're just being assholes if they want to make fun of you, criticize you for being not perfect. In fact, most of them aren't any better. The people who are better than you probably would like to see you succeed. That's what I've noticed. The ones who are insecure are the bullies. Alright, I've talked long enough. I'm going to go post this on some sort of media. I don't know. I promise to be back.